Most men think cheating starts with late-night texts, missed calls, or walking in on something suspicious. But here's a truth that will shake you. When a woman cheats, especially with someone you know, it rarely starts with her actions. It starts with her words. Words that seem innocent, words that feel harmless, words that are chosen carefully to mislead you, while she gets closer to someone right under your nose. And the worst part? She doesn't lie to you the way you think. She makes you lie to yourself. She plants doubt in your instincts. She makes you question what your gut already knows. So here's the deal. I'm going to expose 10 phrases women use when they're cheating with someone familiar. A friend, a coworker, someone in your circle. By the end of this video, you'll never hear these phrases the same way again. So stay sharp, because what you're about to learn could save your heart. You're just being paranoid. Sounds simple, right? But don't be fooled. This is one of the most dangerous phrases a woman can use when she's cheating with someone you know. Why? Because it flips the spotlight from her actions to your sanity. You saw the signs, you noticed the patterns, you felt the shift. But instead of confronting the truth, she makes you question your instincts. Think about this. Why would someone dismiss your concern instead of calming your heart? Because if she's messing around with a friend, a coworker, someone close, the last thing she wants is you digging deeper. This isn't just gaslighting, it's emotional warfare. And here's the terrifying truth. The moment you start doubting your gut is the moment she knows she's winning. So ask yourself, are you really paranoid, or is your intuition screaming louder than ever? Let that question sink in. He's like a brother to me. At first it sounds sweet, harmless even. But pause. Ask yourself, since when do we have to explain true friendship that hard? Real healthy friendships don't need disclaimers. This phrase isn't just reassurance, it's preemptive damage control. It's used to shut down suspicion before it even starts. And here's the kicker, the more intensely she defends a platonic connection, the more likely there's something deeper she doesn't want you to see. Brothers don't send late-night texts. Brothers don't stare across the room a second too long. Brothers don't make you feel like the third wheel in your own relationship. So if you've heard this line, and your gut's been whispering that something's off, maybe it's not paranoia. Maybe it's the truth begging to be noticed. Because when she compares him to family, you should start asking, what kind of family crosses that line? You're just insecure. On the surface, it sounds like a casual comment, maybe even true, right? But let me ask you something real. Since when did feeling hurt make someone the villain? You saw something that didn't feel right, you asked a simple question, and instead of honesty, she hit you with that line. Boom, now you're the problem. This is the emotional version of judo. She uses your concern against you, because if she's hiding something, especially with someone close, she can't afford you snooping around. So what does she do? She slaps a label on your reaction. Insecure. Suddenly you're not observant, you're clingy. You're not intuitive, you're weak. And let's be honest, if she really cared, wouldn't she want to reassure you instead of insulting you? Let that sink in. Because the moment someone mocks your pain instead of hearing it, you're not in a relationship. You're in a performance. And guess what? You're not even the main character. Don't make this weird. Now tell me, why does that line always come up right after something already feels weird? Like, she's laughing a little too hard at his joke, touching his arm a little too long, sending those inside jokes that you're always outside of. You speak up and she hits you with, don't make this weird. Suddenly you're the awkward one. You're the overthinker. But here's the truth. Normal people don't have to defend what's truly normal. That line, it's a cover, a cloak, a shield for something that crossed the line but is now being framed as innocent. And if you accept it, guess what? You're agreeing to ignore your own instincts. So next time she says, don't make this weird, you should be asking yourself, if it's really not weird, why does it feel like I'm watching my relationship from the outside? I just don't understand why you don't trust me. Sounds gentle, right? But don't be fooled. This is guilt dressed up as innocence. She's not answering your concern. She's flipping the script. Now you feel bad. You're not suspicious. You're insensitive. Let's be real. When someone says they don't understand why you don't trust them, are they really confused? Or are they pretending to forget the late replies, the weird vibes, the red flags you've been swallowing for weeks? This phrase is genius in a dark kind of way. Because it stops the conversation cold. You're no longer allowed to ask questions, because doing so means you're the bad guy. But trust isn't given blindly, it's earned. So if your gut is still screaming, ask yourself this: is she confused? Or is she just really good at acting confused when the truth gets too close? We just vibe. You ever heard that line? It sounds so innocent, so casual. But listen closely, that's not harmless. That's emotional chemistry with a free pass. Just vibing is how it starts. Late night chats, laughing a little too long, inside jokes you're not part of. And suddenly, there's this invisible connection between them, one you're not invited to, but you can feel. Let me be clear. Vibe is not the enemy. But when someone keeps highlighting how they connect with someone else, especially someone you know, that's not just coincidence. That's a spark, and sparks become fires. So here's the question. If it's truly nothing, why does it feel like they're sharing something you can't reach? You don't need physical cheating to lose your place in someone's heart. Sometimes, all it takes is a vibe strong enough to replace you. He gets me in a way you never did. That line, it's not just a sentence, it's a funeral. Because by the time she says this, she's already emotionally moved on. This isn't just some casual admiration. This is emotional replacement in real time. And here's the truth. She's not comparing, she's choosing. She's already bonded with him, shared pieces of herself you haven't seen in months, maybe years. And while you were trying to fix things, prove your worth, love her better, she was opening up to someone else. That guy, he's not new. He's familiar. He's in your circle. And she's not trying to hide it anymore. She's telling you, in your face, that the seat next to her heart has been reassigned. So the question is, are you still fighting for someone who's already replaced you? It's not what it looks like. Really? Then why does it look exactly like what I feared most? Let's be honest. This sentence doesn't come out of nowhere. It shows up when the mask slips, when she's caught, texting late, sitting too close, hiding something that shouldn't be hidden. And in that moment, she doesn't have an explanation, so she gives you a distraction. It's not what it looks like. It's a panic phrase, a deflection grenade. But let's ask something deeper here. If everything were truly innocent, would she even need to say this line? When someone says, "Trust me," the question isn't, do they deserve it? The real question is, why do they have to ask for it now? Because trust isn't a request, it's a reflection. And the moment she says this line, she's already broken the mirror. Why don't you trust my friends? It sounds like a simple question, maybe even a fair one. But if you listen closely, it's not about all her friends, it's about one. The one who makes your gut twist, the one who always finds a reason to be around, the one she defends a little too fast and a little too hard. So what does she do? She hides him in the crowd. She makes him invisible by blending him in with everyone else. Because if you question him, she accuses you of attacking them. It's brilliant, really. Psychological sleight of hand. But ask yourself, why would someone shield an entire group just to protect one person? When trust becomes untouchable, it's no longer trust, it's manipulation. And if your instincts point to someone specific, don't ignore them just because he's one of the gang. Sometimes the traitor is the one clapping the loudest in your circle. You never listen to me. On the surface, it sounds like a relationship issue. But when it's used to justify betrayal, it becomes something else entirely. Because now her mistake isn't really her fault, it's yours. She didn't cheat because she was careless. She cheated because she was unheard. See the shift? It's no longer about what she did, but about what you failed to do. This line turns pain into permission. It makes betrayal feel reasonable, understandable, even necessary. But here's the brutal truth. Everyone feels unheard at some point. That doesn't give anyone the right to seek comfort in someone else's arms, especially someone you know. So ask yourself, is this an apology or just a well-dressed excuse to escape responsibility? Because when someone rewrites the story to make betrayal sound noble, they're not just breaking your trust, they're rewriting your reality.